Imagine this, you finally get to first base after going 0 for 10, you slide back in with your bare hand. This would hurt a lot, unless you have one of these sliding mitts on. So we know sliding mitts help protect your hand, but which ones are a complete waste of money and which ones are the absolute best? If you don't have a sliding mitt on and you have your bare hand on first base, what would actually happen if a cleat came smashing down on you? Since I don't want to break my own hand, I'm going to be using this ballistic hand, which is a replica of the human hand, which has bone and all of the meat. So we're going to see what would actually happen if your hand was here and it got stepped on. Oh no! The cleat literally ripped the thumb right off of it, and that is why you probably shouldn't use a sliding mitt where your thumb is actually exposed, because it might just get completely ripped off. Every sliding mitt will face the same exact challenge, which is putting the ballistic hand inside the sliding mitt and then using a cleat and absolutely smashing it to see if the sliding mitt held up or if your hand would have been broken. The first sliding mitt that we're going to be testing today is the Bruce Bolt sliding mitt, and I'm pretty excited to see how this one actually tests. Overall, this does have a hard outer shell on both sides of it. It also has a little bit of protection on the wrist. I think that it's going to do pretty well, but the one thing I will say is it's not necessarily like the hardest padding I've ever felt. So there is potential, I think, that the cleat is going to do some damage to the outside of this. All right, this is the moment of truth. So this is your hand, this is our cleat, and here we go. So as you can see, there's some cleat marks in here, but there's nothing that actually penetrated through to the hand. So overall, this does pass. Your hand would be protected. The cleat did not go all the way through, even though it is gonna mess up your drip a little bit. These are some very sharp cleats, and now it's time for the Franklin, which was my biggest worry because it's not a hard shell padding. It is just kind of like soft padding. So I do think there's a chance that this is just gonna go straight through it. This one's also just weird to me. I don't understand. There's no wrist protection at all, so maybe your hand would be okay, but I don't think your wrist is gonna be okay. If this was my hand, I would not be feeling too confident. 1, 2, 3. Oh, that one jumped. What do we got? Wow, honestly, this one has less damage than the Bruce Bolt one. This literally has one tiny little mark. All right, so Franklin is a pass. This, I think, is actually one of the most underrated sliding mitts there is. This is the Velo T sliding mitt, and it is sold out online. But I will say, this is a pretty hard shell, so I'm expecting this one to pass. We're gonna go right here. And that held up really, really well. Dude, honestly, that's fantastic. So, I mean, it didn't even really damage it. It like slightly damaged the logo, but that's definitely gonna protect your hand. This is a pass. Holy Elks is probably the most underrated sliding mitt in baseball. These are on Amazon for $15 to $20. These are one of the ones I think are gonna be the best from a protection standpoint because they have so much protection. It's a hard shell, but it also goes all the way down. So super confident that this would protect your hand. I really do hope that this works because I've said that this is a good one. So here we go. We're gonna hit it twice. Oh yes. Look at that. This thing is in perfect shape. This is literally, like, you can't even tell that this got stomped on. We did it twice. So $15 and $20, pass. Next we have is Guardian sliding mitt. Again, super affordable, and I think it's gonna pass because it has the similar hard shell on both sides. And so I'm expecting this one to have no issue and definitely protect your hand. Unfazed. You can't even see anything on this. There's not even a mark. So Guardian, yes. But what about goated sliding mitts? I think that these are underrated and similar to some of the ones that we've had success with. I think this will pass because it has the hard shell on both sides. And so the biggest difference is this isn't just padding, it's actually pretty firm. I just don't want to like completely ruin it. And a absolute pass, no damage at all. As you can see, there's like slight indent right there, but that is super minimal for the fact that this spike is super, super sharp. Now we have Tater sliding mitts. You might not have heard of this company, but I really like how this one looks. And from a protection standpoint, I'm pretty sure this is gonna do well. The only area I'm worried about is if the cleat hits around here, there is potential, I think, that might just go straight through the wrist. I honestly feel bad for this hand just getting absolutely smashed, but it's better than it being your hand. Tater, let's find out. That's pretty good. So as you can see, there's like a slight cleat mark in that, but that is like absolutely no damage as far as breaking your hand. So yes, it's a pass. Remember when that cleat completely took off the thumb? Well, this one does not have a thumb guard, so I don't think you'll have to worry about that. This is the flat bill sliding mitt, and I'm expecting this to get a passing grade. I'm worried I'm gonna like hit my own hand as I'm coming down. Money, no mark, nothing at all. This absolutely beat the cleat right here. So flat bill, yes. This is a personal preference, but I personally would not choose to have my thumb outside of the sliding mitt. As you can remember, you could get your thumb chopped off. So this one, I'm a little bit worried about if it hits on that area, but overall, EvoShield makes really good padding, so I am expecting this one to pass. So we're gonna go 2 hits since EvoShield should be tougher than the other ones. Yeah, that's pretty good. All right, EvoShield, that is a yes, that is valid. There's literally like no mark at all. It's actually kind of impressive. Now we have the moment of truth. That is the Aria sliding mitt versus the cleat. And honestly, I'm a little worried about this one because I absolutely love how this looks. I feel like coaches don't necessarily like Aria sliding mitts, players do. So we're gonna find out how is the protection, if these are overrated, overhyped, or if they're actually worth it. I'm gonna land right on the spider's head. All right. And it is approved. So Aria not only makes really cool looking sliding mitts, they also make really tough sliding mitts that actually protect your hand. Unlike this guy's poor little finger right here. Now you know if these sliding mitts actually work, and if you're ready to get your own, you should watch this video to figure out what the best sliding mitt of 2025 is.